All right. Hi there. Welcome back. It's great to have you here. I really, really appreciate you being here. So thank you. Today, I was thinking it would be really fun and interesting to talk about frequency. Now, there are dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds of books written about frequency and all kinds of movies about it or, podcasts about it and everything like that. So this is just a tiny, tiny little conversation about frequency, but it's something that I'm super interested in. And I have been for quite a while. I think it was back like in 2008 when I was working with a whole body vibration platform. And this particular platform was incredible. It had 2 voice coils in the base, and you would stand on it and you could control the intensity of the woo, 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 like a subwoofer. But you could also control the frequency, like 19, 18, 17, very, very specific. And what I experienced was a particular frequency standing there barefoot on the platform at a mild to low intensity. I could notice that frequency in a very specific part of my body, and then changing that frequency, you'd feel it in another part of your body. Like there was some that would get right up into your sinuses, and that was so perfect for if you had any congestion or something like that. Anyways, that was my introduction to frequency. And like I said, that was a good 20 years ago or so. And so it's been a favorite of mine for quite a while. But specifically what I wanted to talk about was our overall frequency. And some people might think about it in terms of positivity, or you've got good energy, or gosh, they've got really good vibes, or this place has really good vibes. Or if you've ever walked into a room where somebody's been having an argument or like a really intense conversation, it's like, ooh, what's going on here? Like you can totally feel that you walked into something, right? The reason why, so one of the reasons why I think frequency is so helpful for us to think about daily in our lives is that by intentionally doing the things that we can to keep ourselves up at a higher vibration and a higher frequency, it seems like, it feels like, and there's probably papers on this, that lower vibrational stuff just kind of like, slides off of you like Teflon, right? You know that maybe you've experienced this yourselves where there's, 2 of you and you go into this situation, and for one of you, bam, it just works. It just flows super smoothly, not a lot of resistance or conflict or challenges. And for other people, it's like, whoa, I'm blown away by the challenges, the obstacles that come up for them. And I think that frequency might have a lot to do with that. So I was thinking about just sharing with you some of the things that I do intentionally to keep my vibration high. And one of them starts with food. So food is so important. Besides it being something that I just truly love, I really, and people say, oh, do you really like cooking? And I say, no, I don't like cooking. What I really like is eating. But I love eating really good, yummy food, and food that looks appealing and that tastes so good. And so how I support myself with that is I do intentionally look for food that's alive, right? So not from a factory or overly processed or from a box or a package. Can't do it all the time, life is life, and we're busy, and convenience definitely is a reality. However, whenever I can, eating real live food is important. And I think it's might be a good idea to make it a priority in your life just as much as you can, because I know that it's also expensive and it takes a lot of time. But so I'll look for food that is fresh, food that's organic. I happen to have strong opinions about non-GMO, so I'm looking for food that's nice and clean. I don't know if you've ever seen Carillion photography before online. This is a good visual of the life force energy around a thing. So they would take a piece of a leaf or a slice of a fruit or something like that. And when it's healthy and fresh, it has a really strong, this particular kind of photography style, has a really, you can see the really strong energy that's emanating from that living thing. Versus if you, and this might, people might disagree with me here, but if you put it in the microwave, yeah, I just don't know what to say about that, except that through the Carillion photography, you are taking the life force away from that and radicalizing it. Talk about chaos in the molecules, right? So, anyways, I'm intentional with the food that I eat, letting it, wanting it to have the highest energy vibration that it possibly can, because ultimately that is what is nourishing. Besides the joyful experience of it, it's energizing and giving life to every single cell of my body, and that's really important. Other things to think about, for your frequency, if you're wanting to just take a step back and take a look at what you're doing or not doing that's impacting your frequency and your energy field, is music that you listen to. So there's conversations about the solfeggio frequencies and the music scale being at a 432. Try it out. See if you notice listening to a piece, and this is all online, like it's so easy to find, you can just Google it. But if you listen to a piece that's done with 432 or a particular frequency, notice how you feel versus listening to something that's a bit more chaotic and not so pleasing. And then lyrics in the songs are really important. So I have 3 daughters, and girl power. I love them very, very much. And I can remember a conversation with my middle daughter about the lyrics in these songs, and I love music in all different varieties and styles and everything. But if it has lyrics that is just really demoralizing to anybody, and particularly women and young girls, this is not uplifting stuff. This is not supporting your energy field and your frequency. The other thing is, of course, movies that you watch. I don't know if you've noticed, but I grew up watching, live action films and lots of, I think they call them action, and nowadays there's all kinds of movies where there's a lot of violence, an incredible amount of gore and violence and horror movies. So my daughters, some of them, at least they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to really like horror movies. And I'm like, wow, that's something that I really don't like being scared. That's a frequency, right, that I don't need in my body. And so those kinds of movies, if it getting your heart rate up and it's agitating and you feel like you need to go out and, beat on somebody or something, something to consider, right? Something to think about. Just notice. And really a lot of it is we have so much going on in our lives that my wife and I say, I just need to be mindless right now, right? I just need to veg out at the end of the day, right? And so that's what we can successfully and easily do when we turn on the television. But if we do that watching something that's violent, it's having a real particular impact on our frequency versus if we watch something, I have to say we have been watching a lot of pet videos lately, like homeowner videos of things, silly, ridiculous things that their pets do. And that's pretty mindless. That's incredibly mindless. But at least it's not having that same impact as watching violence and gore and things like that. So those are some things just off of the top of my mind that we do for frequency. Oh, I suppose your work environment, right? I think about the fluorescent lights overhead, that constant irritating sounds in your environment. If you've got a fan that's just making an atrocious discordant sound from your refrigerator or something like that, that could be something. Relationships, if you have a particular person that you work with or in your life who maybe complains a lot, that's something that's going to affect your frequency. And there's probably a whole lot of other things, but so make a comment below. Let me know some things that you're noticing or consider would be a factor for helping support you in having a high frequency and a high vibration. I've just named some of them, but the reason why it matters is because so say for example you want good health, right? And you want to have a strong immunity and good health. That's going to be in resonance in alignment with a high vibration. Now, it's not to say people that have a high vibration don't ever get sick, right? Or have to deal with disease or illness, because surely we all do. However, I will say that the likelihood of you being sick frequently goes down because a high frequency is going to be more in alignment with good health, high health, good vitality, and good immunity. And that's what I'm working for. So, all right. Well, let's get to our meditation today. And I thought of a prompt that I'm going to write on. And again, remember, just a quick, like 5 minutes. Free writing related to this, focusing on how you want to feel, and then just go right into the 10 minutes of meditation. And I know yesterday I was all about the focusing on how you want to feel, focusing on how you want to feel, like to manifest, and mine was in my new career. Action has to happen, right? You got to have action. You can't be meditating all day, sitting on your sofa and expect things to work out for you. So it's a given that I need to take action and do those uncomfortable things like sending emails and introducing myself, talking about what I do. It's a given. You still need to be in action. But what I'm saying is by focusing on manifesting how you want to feel, you will have a more, your result of what you manifest will be in a greater alignment with your ultimate and your highest good and the best success, versus only focusing on the thing or a particular goal. I'm saying layer that and incorporate it, and don't underestimate the importance of visualizing how you want to feel in that experience. All right, so the prompt that I'm using today, and I'd love for you to use it too and let me know how that goes for you, is how do I want to feel in my body? That's how do I want to feel in my body? That's the prompt that we'll be using. And also just real quick before, I wanted to share the crystals that I'm using today because they're so gorgeous. I just love them. I really, really love them so much. So this is called an ametrine. And it's the little card I have here says a combination of amethyst and citrine that balances, connects spiritual and physical realms, stimulates intuition, yes please, and assists in finding answers. Oh my gosh, okay. Ametrine. That's the one for me right now. And the second one that I brought with me today is a still bite. And it's so pretty. It has filaments in there. I don't know if you can see it. But the card says, a creative stone that opens intuition, ground spiritual energy into the body, and aid manifesting thoughts into actions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just love how we can use and benefit, from these beautiful, beautiful things from the earth. Wow. Thank you, Mother Earth. Okay. All right. I'll see you after the meditation. And we're back. Great. How did you do? Go ahead and comment below and just share. Let us know what you experienced or how that was for you. If you were able to do the full 10 minutes or maybe you just got a couple of minutes in, and that's good too. That's really awesome. Just taking that luxurious moment to be still. Still, what do they say? Still the body, quiet the mind, go within. It's so beneficial, and it feels really, really good when you give yourself that permission, right? So how did the prompts go? Did you use the body? How do I want to feel in my body? I did, and I wrote a few things out. I'll just share a couple of them, so that you can hear some ideas of at least where I'm going with this. I said, I love how strong and flexible I feel. I move with ease. I enjoy taking walks in nature. I have plenty of energy to do the things I enjoy doing. My clothing fits nicely. Let's see, I'll just scoop around. I am so grateful for all it does for me, my body. And it feels good to stretch and gently move in my body. So things like that. That's kind of the angle that I'm going at here versus, or how about we say, in addition to, I want to lose 10 pounds by this date, or I want to fit into a particular size, or things like that. Because it's all good, right? It's all good. We're a beautiful composition. We're a multifaceted beings, right? I just love that. I love that. There's so many different sides and possibilities of us. And when we can appreciate that in ourselves, like really honor it and appreciate that in ourselves, then we can better reflect that back to others in the world. And we all need that. It's nice to interact with people that are kind and accepting and understanding. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Great job. Another day in the books. And until next time, be the light.